Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. And as you've seen by the thumbnail, today is a Fortnite fan art or a Fortnite skin in my own style. So I wanted to show you guys how I go about that. So this here is the reference photos that I took off of my Fortnite myself. I simply just logged on to Fortnite, went to the character that I wanted to recreate and took some reference photos. And this character in particular is from the current season, which is season 9, and she's one of the base skins that you get if you decide to get the battle pass. I've been a fan since season 3 and I have fun playing it, and I love their art style and the characters that they come up with, and this has to be one of my favorites for sure, as far as like even just her base skin. So anyways, going into how I tend to go about creating these characters in my own style, or creating fan art in my own style, is, as you can see, I am not drawing clothes as I go or drawing everything as it would be as I go. I first start with just drawing the body out, getting the face done, drawing the pose and how I want the body to be. And then from there, I basically layer the clothing on to create the character. And to me, it helps out a lot. I know some people will be able to just go right in and draw the clothes like as they're drawing. For me, it's a lot easier personally if I kind of draw the figure first and then draw the clothing on top of that figure. So I kind of already have like cheat lines or lines for me to follow and get an idea of where I'm going, reference lines. Just trying to think of the word. But yeah, so, and that's what you can see me doing here is like, now that I've drawn the body out and I have the pose and shape that I want for the body, I am adding on the clothing that goes on top, you know, her shirt, her skirt, her jacket. And it just makes it easier for me because I have an idea of the form and shape of the body underneath, and I can work with it from there. So then, as always, I do my line work, and today for the line work, I did use my Pigma Microns. I had bounced back and forth actually in, should I line before I color? Should I line afterwards? Should I line at all? Because I've been having fun kind of experimenting with just really heavily using the kohl erase pencils to create like a hard line or a dark line, and then using that line as essentially the line work for coloring and being able to add shading. And I've loved the way that it's looked, but for today in particular, I decided that I wanted to do the full line work. I wanted it to have more of like a pop cartoony kind of look, and that's why I decided to use that. And with that, I also, my own little cheat, and maybe it'll also work for you, because I knew she was going to have black hair, I did an extra thick line of the hair around the face and anywhere that I was going to color, in order to kind of save myself in case any of the color bleeds. I kind of have this little barrier where I don't have to necessarily color the black in as close to the face. So it kind of saves that little area just in case the black bleeds, because obviously black is going to be harder to lift than any other color in particular. So it's just kind of my own little cheat for when I'm doing like a larger black or very dark toned area, to kind of help myself from preventing any bleeding, because bleeding does happen. And you'll notice that as I do some shading, I want to say around her mid section that shows, you'll see some of the skin tone bleed out into the paper, which does happen. I do tend to lay rather heavy, and that's just something that I personally do. Not everybody does. But when I tend to blend, I do tend to blend heavy, and I don't care if it bleeds. I like it to stay wet as I'm working, which causes the bleed a little bit more, and it's easy for me to fix. I've had plenty of practice. So it's something that I like to work with, because it kind of smooths out the transition of colors or the gradient of the colors. So there is that. I decided as I went through with this that I would kind of work piece by piece, in the sense of a lot of times I'll lay like base color for everything and then go in and shade for everything and then go in and highlight for everything. Well, this time I went in and I decided I'm gonna completely finish doing the face with color and then do the rest of the skin with color and then kind of work on from there. Excuse me. And obviously I don't do all the shading for all the areas, but the biggest thing for me working on this one was getting the face to look the way that I wanted it to right out the get-go, because for me sometimes as long as the face works, the rest of the image kind of just flows and works. So it's kind of just one of those weird like processes that I do and don't do. Like, you know, everyone has their kind of way of going about things, and sometimes you got to change it up, and that's all there is to it. But yeah, I really loved doing this character in particular because she has the different color variations that you're able to do. So I actually went on when I was taking my reference pictures and purposely chose this color combination, which was the purple and teal color combination, because I'm a sucker for it. I love purple and teal and that kind of like purplish pink color, or fuchsia, I guess, that I used to really make this pop. So it was a lot of fun, and I don't know, let me know what you guys think. I really enjoy doing these. To me, fan art is a way to kind of just have fun and see characters that you enjoy seeing or an art style that you like in your own style. You know what I mean though? Like, to me, I think that's the fun of doing fan art, is not just obviously creating characters that you love. Like for me, one of my favorites to do is Harley Quinn, although I haven't done a Harley Quinn in a hot minute. But just kind of taking those characters and creating them in your own style and seeing how they look in your own style. I think that's also why I tend to enjoy the Draw This in Your Style challenge so much, is seeing everyone's kind of creative way of taking another artist's character or another artist's illustration or design and creating it in their own style and changing it up how they would do it if they were to illustrate the same thing. And I think it's very unique and very beautiful, and I love seeing stuff like that. But anyways, I hope that you guys have a super fantastic day. Thank you as always for joining me. Happy Monday, and you guys take it easy. I'll see you in the next video.